Welcome, I'm Jenna, and this is your Happy Hips Yin Flow. What this means that we will combine some really deep held yin poses and a little bit of flow elements in between. Helps if you can have some props, whatever you have around the house, pillows, blankets, yoga blocks, just grab them, maybe even a strap, you might need it, so you don't have to leave your mat while you're in the practice. So let's get started in child's pose and come a little bit more towards the back end of your mat. Big toes touching, knees as wide as the mat so that we can start getting into the hips right away. Rest your upper body on the floor. Whatever feels better for you, you can have the arms forward, arms, shoulders relaxed, or you can snuggle the hands, the arms in between the legs. My daughter especially loves to sleep in this pose. Take your variation, close the eyes, and just take a couple of deep breaths to arrive into the body, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in, breathe out, anchoring yourself into the body. Notice how you feel. Become aware what is feeling tense or disconnected right now. See if you could soften those areas a little bit more. Feel your contact points with the ground. Feel yourself supported by the earth. The support allows you to soften a little bit more before we start movement. If you haven't done so already, seal the lips and deepen the breath in and out through the nose. Take a moment to set your practice and intention. Maybe it's something that you'd love to release. We'll release a lot of tension today. Take 3 more breaths with your intention, really sealing it in. Next, inhale, come up to seated. You're seated on the heels. I'm just gonna turn facing you, so it's easier for you to see what's happening. Extend the legs out in front of you. You can give them a little shake to relax them. We'll come into sort of like a cross-legged seat, but it's a little bit different. It looks a lot like double pigeon or fire log if you've ever done that shape before. So how a regular cross-legged seat would usually look like is that you have the feet quite close to the body and the feet close together. For this one, make sure you have the right leg in front. We're going to bring the legs further away from the body and heel toe the feet closer towards the knees. So when you look down, you should have this triangle through the legs. Flex the feet. If this feels like a lot now, you can have some support, maybe cushioning with some pillows under the knees. Maybe you'd like to sit on a blanket. Helps to elevate the hips a little bit. This way, the hip flexors can relax a little bit better. Place your hands on your knees. Feel both of the sitting bones rooted. Inhale, find an arch through the spine. Maybe you shift the gaze up as well. Exhale, round and curl in. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, open, keep flexing the feet. Exhale, round and curl in. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, release the right fingertips next to you. Breathe in, find a little bit more length through the left side of your body. Exhale, fold over to the right side. Feeling the expansion through the left side of the body. Make sure you really ground the left hip down. You can choose how deep you want to go here. So maybe you're here on your right hand. Maybe you're on the forearm. Maybe you have a block underneath the right forearm. I prefer to look down. I find it easier to relax my neck here if I look down. Breathe in, find a little bit more length through the left side of the body. Exhale, leading with the left fingertips, sweep through the front, over to the left side. Same thing, right arm up and over. Make sure you really ground the right hip down. Might be different on this side, so just easing into it. If you want to go deeper, come onto the left forearm, but it's totally okay if you're on your left hand. Breathe in. Exhale, sweep through the front. One more time, over to the right, left hand up. One breath here, inhale into the left lung. Exhale, sweep to the center and fold. Maybe you're a little bit higher up. If you feel like you have more space, you can come onto the forearms. Keep flexing through the feet. And feel your tailbone pointing back. Heart pulling forward and the hips relaxing down. Relax your neck. Soften the forehead, soften the jaw. 2 more breaths here. Tuck the chin in. Next inhale, roll up to seated. Head comes up last. Place the hands behind you, unravel the legs. Maybe give them a little shake. Switch the legs, left shin bone in front. Take your time to find the seat. So again, if you look down, you should have this triangle shape through the legs, through the inner legs. Flex your feet. Always, if you'd like more sensation, you can heel toe the feet further apart so that the heels come in line with the knees. Flex the feet. Find yourself equally seated on both of your sitting bones, hands on your knees. Inhale through cow. Exhale, cat. Curl the chin in. Inhale, open, lengthen. Exhale, round and curl in. Once more. Inhale, come into a long spine in the center. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, left hand next to you. Inhale, reach a little bit taller through the right side of your body. Exhale, fold over to the left side. See if you want to be on the hand, maybe on the forearm. Maybe the left forearm is on a block. Relax your neck completely. You can just look down. Make sure you really root the right hip down. Breathe in. Exhale, right fingertips lead the movement. Sweep over to the right side. Right hand plants, left hand lifts. Root the left hip down. Choose if you want to look down. Maybe you come a little bit lower. Breathe in. Exhale once more over to the left side. Right hand up and over. Breathe into the right lung, expand. Exhale, sweep to the front and fold. Maybe you just work a little bit higher up, lengthening the spine and deepening the fold. If you have the space, you can come onto the forearms and surrender completely over the legs. Every inhale, think of lengthening the spine. Every exhale, think of melting the outer hips down, back down onto the floor behind you. 2 more breaths, soften the shoulders. Tuck the chin in, inhale, come up back to seated. Hands behind you, release the legs, give them a little shake, little wiggle, and then in your own way, you can come into tabletop. For the next sequence of shapes, you might need to use blocks. It will be much more accessible with the blocks. We'll come into half splits, for instance. So if you already know that your hamstrings are quite tight, we're still warming up, you might want to have the blocks handy at the top of the mat. I'm just gonna show what everything looks like with the blocks so you know how to use them. Let's step the knees together for the setup. So grab your blocks. The higher you have them, the easier it will probably to move with the hips. The lower you have them, or if you don't have the blocks, the more you'll have to work and compress. Step the knees together. Keep the right leg bent as if you want to kick the right foot up to the ceiling. Make sure you don't arch in the lower back, so you really pull the belly in. Breathe in. Exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, open it to the side like a peeing dog, and then complete the circle, kick the right foot back up. We'll do this 2 more times. Little circles with the knees, or I should say big circles. Take your time. So now we're circling clockwise. Next time you come to the center, start to reverse, circling counterclockwise. Slow it down so you really feel all the corners of the hip. The next time the right knee is to your chest, you really want to round. See if you can sneak the right leg through extended and set the right heel down. Come into half splits. And see if you can do this without your right foot touching the floor. Inhale, find a halfway lift through the spine. Exhale, fold. Maybe you fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, come halfway up. You really want to press the blocks or press the floor away wherever your hands are. Find a round through the spine. Same way like you came in, you're gonna come out, pick up the right heel, bend the knee, right heel to your right buttock. And we'll circle again. Kick the right foot up, right leg out, right thigh to your belly, compress. Sneak the right leg through, extended. You can have a little bend or a big bend in the right leg. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Once more. Lift the right leg. Pull the right heel to your right buttock. Kick the right leg up. Open it to the side. Compress the right thigh to your belly. Extend the right leg through. Flex the foot. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway, pick up the right heel, press the floor away, right heel to your right buttock, kick the right leg up, a little bit different this time, open the right leg to the side. I'm gonna turn to face you so you see what's happening. And extend the leg, kick the right toes forward. Set the right foot down, come into Gait Pose. Walk yourself back, you're standing on your left knee. Right hand just lightly on the right thigh. Inhale the left arm up and over. Exhale, bend over to the right side. Squeeze your glutes and push your hips forward, tuck your tailbone under, and this way you'll also feel a lot more sensation through the left hip flexor, and this way you also understand how everything in the body is connected. Even though we're working the hips, it helps a lot to work the whole front of the body and the whole side of the body. Breathe in. Exhale, sweep your fingertips out in front of you, sit your hips back. Maybe you need to slide the right leg a little bit more out to the side. Child's pose. If you want, you can put a block underneath the head, maybe even underneath your bum. Make sure the right toes point forward. We're gonna rest here for 2 minutes. See if you could soften the forehead. Relax the jaw. Slow down the breath. Notice where the resistance really wants to show up in your body. A lot of the times it shows up just as physical tension. Maybe it's even the mind jumping around. Maybe it's emotions rising up, but maybe you don't want to feel them, so you push them away. Just observing here, taking it one breath at a time. Releasing that resistance. Three more breaths here. Slowly start to prop yourself onto the hands, lean forward, come into tabletop. Feel free to move a little bit, take any shapes in between that help you reset. Maybe a cat-cow, maybe it looks like something different. Step the knees together. This side, this time around, I'll show it without the blocks, but know that you can use them. Step the knees together. Inhale the left leg up. Keep the leg bent as if you want to kick the ceiling. Pull the belly in so you don't arch the spine. Breathe in. Exhale, left knee to chest. You can round. Open the leg to the side. Kick the leg up. Twice more, circling. It's counterclockwise now. Next time the thigh is in the belly, circle to the other direction, kick the foot up, open it to the side, thigh to belly. Now it's clockwise. Breathe. Next time the left thigh is at the belly, really compress. Maybe you come onto the fingertips, that's fine too. Sneak the left leg through. Can you just float the leg there? Flex through the left toes, half splits, inhale halfway, exhale fold. Inhale halfway, start to compress the left thigh to your belly, pick up the left heel to your left buttock, kick the left leg up, open it to the side, thigh to belly, compress, sneak the leg through, half splits, inhale halfway, exhale fold. One more round like this. It's totally fine if the left thigh is cramping. We're releasing all those deposits in the thigh muscle, and it's probably cramping because you don't do this every day, really mobilizing the hip, freeing the thigh and the hamstring. Inhale halfway, exhale fold. Inhale halfway. One more time, compress the left thigh to your belly, left heel to your left glute. Kick the leg up, open it to the side like a peeing dog, extend the leg, left toes point forward, set the foot down, gait pose, walk yourself up. You're standing on your right knee. Left hand just lightly on the left thigh. Inhale the right hand up and over. Exhale, fold over to the left. Make sure you don't press onto the left knee, either on the thigh or onto the shin bone. Squeeze the glutes, press the hips forward. Notice how you're expanding through the right hip flexor, through the whole front of the body. Breathe in. Exhale, sweep the hands out in front of you. Settle into half child's pose. You might need to bring the left leg a little bit more out. Take your time to set it up. Maybe you sit on a block. Maybe you need some extra cushioning. 2 minutes here. Begin to find the breath again. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Really noticing where the resistance wants to arise. See if you could let go of it bit by bit with the breath. Use the exhales especially to release and clear out. Your forehead is relaxed. Soften the jaw. Legs are as relaxed as possible. Last 3 breaths here. Start to press the hands onto the floor, slowly easing out tabletop. Take any movements, any shapes in between that help you reset. Come back to the breath. Inhale yourself into neutral spine. Plug into the fingertips, ground the palms, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Already noticing how open the hips and the hamstrings feel. Take a big breath in. Maybe sigh it out. Inhale the right leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, come up high up onto your left toes. Exhale, step the right foot on the outside of the right hand. Low lizard, gently lower the left knee, untuck the left toes. I'm gonna give you a lot of options to build up this pose. Maybe this is enough, you stay here. If you feel like this is too much, use blocks underneath the hands to elevate the upper body. And when you release that struggle with the upper body, you can actually get deeper into the hips. If you'd like more, you can roll onto the outer edge of the right foot. If you'd like to add on, right hand on the inner right leg. If you want more, right hand catches the left foot behind you. We're gonna stay here for 1 minute. Allow the hips to sink down. If you tried out a variation and it really doesn't work out, always be open to releasing it. It's your practice. Do whatever you need to do for you. Three more breaths. Where could you soften a little bit more? Breathe in. If you were holding the back foot, slowly release. We're gonna come into a variation of half split, so maybe you grab the blocks underneath the hands. Make sure both of your hands stay on the inside of the right leg. Plug back into the right big toe, and then slowly start to straighten the right leg. The right leg is angled out. You can walk your hands underneath the shoulders. This will help you elevate a little bit more here, or rather lengthen through the spine a little bit more. Inhale halfway, exhale fold. If you feel like you have more space, you can always walk the fingertips further forward. Inhale halfway up, exhale, rebend the right knee. Plant the hands, tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, inhale the right hand up, twist. The legs are quite strong here, so stay with me, breathe, inhale. Exhale, fall and lunge, turn all of your toes over to the right side. Maybe you need to slide that right foot a little bit more back, let the hips sink down. The left shoulder will shrug up into the ear, that's fine. Right fingertips back. Hips are just hovering off of the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Press firmly onto the outer edges of the feet. Inhale, lift the hips, right hand up and over. Exhale, right hand down, turn over to the left side of the mat. Wide-legged forward fold. Maybe you need to readjust the hands and the feet a little bit. I'm just gonna turn towards you again so that I don't have to talk to you upside down. Toes slightly in, heels slightly out. Inhale halfway up. Definitely use the blocks if you feel like the floor is too far away. Exhale, fold. 3 breaths here. You can do whatever you want with the arms. Bend the knees if it helps you to lift the tailbone high. Really think of lengthening the lower back. Point the tailbone high, high, high. Inhale halfway up. Open your toes out, heels in. Bend into your back knee, that's the left knee. Skandasana. A lot of options here, so you can be a little bit higher up. Make sure the right toes point up. Take a breath in. Exhale. Switch to the front. If you feel a little bit more comfortable, you can sink the hips down, bring the hands to heart. This used to be completely impossible for me, so wherever you are, just give yourself some grace. You're doing your best. Breathe in. As you exhale, switch to the front. We'll add on this time around, or rather switch to the back. You're now at the back of the mat. Sit down. You can try to go hands free. Keep the legs as they are. Or if it helps you, you can place the fingertips next to the hips. Left knee points up. You're gonna drop the left knee into the center, keep flexing the foot. Lift the left knee up. This is a little bit challenging, a lot of hip mobility. Keep flexing through the right toes. You can try to go hands free, or without the hands, come back into Skandasana. Breathe in. Exhale, switch to the front, Skandasana. Same thing, breathe in. Exhale, sit down, use the hands, however you need to get there. You can try to go hands free. Drop the right knee into the center. Lift it back up. You can try to go hands free or use the hands. Inhale back into Skandasana. As you exhale, triangle to the top of the mat. Both legs straight. You'll hop the back foot, the left foot a little bit further forward. Right toes point forward, left toes point to the top of the mat. Use the blocks underneath the hands if the right hamstring is still feeling super sticky. We're getting deep into the hips and the hamstrings. I think afterwards, you'll feel like you have new legs to walk with, hopefully. Inhale halfway, exhale fold. 3 breaths here. Work that right hip back and the left hip forward. You can even find a little bit of movement here, feeling into the hamstring. No need to stay rigid in the poses. Inhale, come halfway up, rebend the right knee, hop the left foot a little bit more back, heel toe the right foot over to the left, pigeon. Release the left leg onto the mat, top of the left foot on the mat, and choose how deep you want to go here, how far forward you want the right shin bone, either point or flex through the right toes. If the right buttock is not touching the floor, put something underneath it so that you can feel supported. Breathe in the center, exhale, fold. 3 minutes here with the beautiful sensations of pigeon or swan, as we like to call it in yin. Deep breaths in, long breaths out. Deep breaths in, long breaths out. If at any point the sensations feel like a lot, it might be a sign for you to come out just a tiny bit, dropping the all or nothing mentality here. Or maybe just deepen the breath. Maybe sigh it out. Relax the forehead, soften your jaw, shoulders away from the ears. Try to release any engagement, any activation in the body. Three more breaths here. Feel free to let it go through the mouth. Slowly start to ease out, plant the hands. If you had something underneath the right buttock, move it to the side so that you can just sit onto your right bum. We'll come into double pigeon. So first you want to square the right shin bone parallel to the top of the mat. Flex through the right toes, and then you bring the left leg over the right one. Stack the legs, stack the shin bones. If this now feels completely inaccessible to you, your shape looks more like this, feel free to do like what we did in the beginning, so you just have the left shin bone in front this time. All right? Flex the feet, feel your weight equally on both of the sitting bones. You're always free to fill up any gaps that you have with props. So maybe the left knee is lifted a little bit. Feel free to put something underneath it so that it can rest. Maybe this is where you stay. If you'd like more, you can fold. 2 minutes here. Close the eyes, drop back into the body. Deep breaths into the belly. Inhale, let the belly get bigger. Exhale, let the belly relax. Inhale deep into the belly. Exhale, let the belly deflate. Let the energy drop down from the head, through the heart, into the ground. Three more breaths here. If you were folding, inhale, slowly roll up to seated. Hands behind you, unravel the legs. Maybe you need to help with your hands. Whew. Extend the legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake. If you'd like, some windshield wipers. Close the eyes and just breathe. Feel. Slowly blink the eyes open. Come back into downward facing dog. Notice the right side of the body, the right leg. Notice the left side of the body, the left leg. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale the left leg, high three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, come up high up onto the right toes. Exhale, step the left foot on the outside of the left hand. Low lizard, lower the right knee, untuck the right toes. You can stay here. Maybe you use the blocks underneath the hands so that you can sink deeper towards the floor with the hips. If you'd like to add on, roll onto the outer edge of the left foot. If you want even more, left hand on the inner left leg, gentle twist over to the left. If you feel like it's available for you today, catch the right foot with your left hand just behind you. Drop the shoulders away from the ears wherever you are. Keep sinking the hips down. And always know that your shape doesn't have to look like mine. I give you a lot of options so that you can work into the pose in steps, in layers, and stop wherever you feel enough sensation. Your shape probably also doesn't look the same from day to day because our bodies are different each day. Try to drop any expectations. Breathe in. Exhale, slowly release if you were holding the right foot. Both hands on the inside of the left foot. Half splits variation, the left leg will be angled out, both hands on the inside. You can walk your hands a little bit further back underneath the shoulders. This will help you elevate through the spine. Flex through the left toes. Your hips are on top of the back knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, come halfway up. Rebend the left knee. Walk the hands on the inside of the left foot. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee. Inhale the left hand up. Exhale, rotate all of your toes over to the left side. Maybe you need to slide the left foot a little bit more back. Fallen lunge. Let your hips hover just off of the floor. Left fingertips point back. Breathe in. Shrug the right shoulder up. Breathe out. Inhale, lift the hips, left fingertips to the top of the mat. Set the left hand down, turn over to the right side of the mat, wide-legged forward fold. Maybe you need to readjust the stance, and if this time around you want more sensation, know that you can bring the feet closer. If you want less sensation, bring the feet further apart. Inhale halfway, exhale fold. Any variation with the arms that feels good for you. Really trying to work the tailbone up. Inhale halfway up. Open the toes out, heels in, bend into the back knee, that's the right knee, left toes point up, Skandasana. You can be a little bit lower down or higher up. Breathe in, exhale, switch to the front, bend into the left knee. Breathe in, exhale, switch to the back. We'll add on. You can try to go hands free. I'm gonna admit this is not easy. Sit down. Bring the right knee into the center, flex the foot, lift it up. Very healthy for the hips though. Come back into Skandasana, root onto the heels. Inhale, exhale, switch to the front. Left knee is bent. Breathe in. Exhale, sit down. Left knee to center. Lift it back up, root onto the heels, find some momentum. Inhale back into Skandasana. Exhale, triangle to the top. All of your toes point forward. Hop the right foot a little bit further forward. Left toes point straight forward. Right toes to the top right corner of the mat. Maybe a little bend in the left knee, possibly blocks underneath the hands. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Relax the neck completely. Pull the left hip back and the right hip forward. Inhale, halfway up. Rebend the left knee, remove your blocks if you use them. Hop the right foot a little bit further back so that you can just heel toe the left foot over to the right. Settle down into pigeon. Take your time to set it up, because we will stay here for a while. You want enough sensation so that it's sort of interesting, something that you can work through. You don't want to go into a place right away where you feel a lot of tension and where your body doesn't feel safe. Take a big breath in at the center, maybe a block underneath the left bum. Exhale, fold. Forehead supported on something. That can be a block, your hands, or the floor. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Keep this rhythm. Soften the forehead, soften the jaw, shoulders away from the ears. Three more breaths. Feel free to sigh it out. Slowly start to prop yourself back up. Remove your props from underneath you. Sit onto your left buttock. Make sure the left shin bone is parallel to the top of the mat. Flex through the toes. Bring the right leg over. Double pigeon. The experience might be completely different on this side, so take your time to set it up. Don't force anything. Your option is what we did in the beginning, and you have the right leg in front this time. Maybe you just work here seated. Maybe this is completely enough. If you want a little bit more, you can fold. If there are any gaps between the legs, you might want to put some cushioning in between so that your leg can feel supported. With each breath out, feel the tension, all the tugging sensations melting away from the outer hips onto the floor behind you. Allow the energy to drop down in these shapes where we feel a lot. Most of us feel a lot here. When we feel a lot, the energy tends to rise up high into the head. We tend to get really mental, really frustrated, really restless. So see if you can drop the energy down, grounding the energy down. Three more breaths. If you are folding, inhale, slowly roll back up to seated. Remove your props. Place the hands behind you. Unravel the legs. Maybe you need to help with your hands. Whew. Also a lot of sensation when we get out from these deep holds. Feel free to take a breath in. Exhale, let it go. Just sit and feel. You can blink the eyes back open. Let's come lay down on the back, bend your knees, scoot your hips a little bit further forward. You might want to have a blanket handy and your blocks or your props handy somewhere along the midline of the mat so you can reach for them easily. Come lay down on the back. If you'd like, you can hug the knees into the chest. Find a little bit of movement. Notice how the hips feel. It's okay if they feel a little bit tender. That's completely normal. So that's why I highly suggest that you don't do anything super active after this. We want to try to keep the muscles as relaxed as possible to really allow this newfound opening to integrate into the body. Plant the feet down, legs and feet are together. Let the knees fall out, soles of the feet come together, sleeping butterfly. And make this as spacious as you want. I highly suggest that you really slide the heels further away from the body to relax the legs as much as possible. Maybe blocks underneath each knee to support them. Maybe a folded blanket underneath the head. Just a little bit of cushioning, not very high. You can just rest your hands wherever it feels good for you. Eyes closed. Take any last adjustments that you need to take to come into stillness, to settle in. Tuning into the gravitational pull of the earth and allowing all of the last bits of tension that you still may be feeling to melt away with that pull. Releasing all that you feel like no longer serves you. Releasing it to the ground, to the earth, and allowing it to be transmuted into new energy that can fuel you. Feel your whole body heavy, just melting down. Feel your contact points with the earth. Feeling yourself supported. Take 3 more breaths here. Use the hands on the outsides of the legs. Slowly bring the legs back together. Use as little muscle effort in the legs as possible. Hug the knees into the chest. Any movements that feel good for you right now. Come back into the breath. When you feel complete, slowly release yourself into Shavasana. Come lay down on the back, extend the legs, let the arms fall behind or besides the body rather. Palms face up, feet roll down, eyes closed. Take any last adjustments that you need to take so that you can come into stillness. Feel the body. And just a moment in gratitude. Thank yourself for showing up. Thank yourself for making this time for yourself, for your practice. Feel free to stay here for as long as you need to. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. It was truly my honor guiding you through. Namaste.